guys, welcome back to the Wall Street Bull. Anthony here. I hope you're all doing well and staying positive out there. It is never a dull and boring moment in crypto, finance, or the stock market. That is why I love doing daily market updates. Now today is the 19th of December 2025. This year has absolutely flown and everyone's really tired. That's what I'm seeing in every single industry that I'm in at the moment. You know, the crypto industry, you've got the property business, I've got the jewelry business, which deals heavily in gold and silver, many other industries, e-commerce, YouTube. Everyone's exhausted at the moment, and it's just been a very challenging year, to say the least. But anyway, we're going to go through the news today. There is a lot to get through, including, of course, what's going on TradingView. I haven't been on this in a long time, so we'll go through that. Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange, my bots are trading. We've got XLM and XRP updates, SEC fast tracking applications, Bitwise again, Spot SUI ETFs. We've got the DTCC, again, the race to, of course, get the stock market on chain, which is huge. We've got somebody that's being naughty with Bitcoin mining. Interesting right here, and of course, all the news on X. Let's get into it, guys. Massive shout out and thank you to every single one of you right here that have subscribed to my YouTube channel and, of course, my social media pages. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. If you are new, smash the subscribe button down there and turn on that little bell notification, because you can see on the screen I love documenting my journey with investing with cryptos, dividend stocks, growth stocks, talking about passive income, building financial freedom, and of course my goal at the end of the day is to build generational wealth. So come along on this incredible journey. It has been ridiculous this year. Also, if you can give this video a thumbs up, watch it straight through, would really help me push this channel out to a lot more people, because the YouTube algorithm is absolute magic when you find, ladies and gentlemen, do that. So make sure you give it a thumbs up. It is down there. Thank you very much. You guys rock. Also, little disclaimer, I am not a financial advisor. Please do your own research and due diligence with this stuff. I don't want to see anyone get financially hurt. That is why my number one golden rule is I only invest what I can afford to lose. And yes, we don't like to lose. You can lose money like that in the blink of an eye in crypto, all right? So be careful. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Right, now the formalities and disclaimers are out of the way, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to go straight to coin market cap today. 2.92 trillion. We're still at 21 fear. And there's been $136 billion in volume. One thing I will say, interestingly though, if you come to the ETF inflows on the 17th, there was $436 million in total that went in and out of course, Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, which is, we have not seen this for a very long time. Most of the 450 million went into Bitcoin ETFs, and there was outflows of 194. It's brutal at the moment. Someone's playing around here, guys. It's very frustrating. Now, coming over to my personal watch list, Bitcoin's at 86,000 US dollars today, and again, it's coming up to 4:30 in the afternoon at the time of recording this. 2,900 for Ethereum. XRP's $1.82. Solana's at 122 US dollars. We've got Dogecoin at 12 cents. Cardano sitting at 35 cents. Chainlink's at $12. XLM, Stella's at 21 cents. Litecoin at $75. Sui's at $1.37 USD. Hedera's at 10 cents. Shiba Inu's in the fractions of a penny. I'm still holding on to that. Haven't sold it. Polkadot's at $1.77. Quant is sitting at $73. VeChain, 1 cent, doing nothing for like 4 years now. We have, of course, where are we? XDC sitting at 4 cents also. And Immutable X sitting at 22 cents. The Graph at 3 cents. Again, just got to sit tight, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, just got to sit tight. 24 hours. LCX is up. I've held this for a while. They are tokenizing diamonds in Liechtenstein. Loopring is up as well, 6%. Constellation DAG, Ethereum again, and we also have XYO, which I've been holding on now for 4 years. Actually, probably 5 years now with this one. I got into this quite early, so there you go. Again, if you haven't gotten my dividend investing book, go get it. It's at the Wall Street Bull Official. The link is below. Use the discount code BF50. This is really educational, has nothing to do with cryptos, but once you sell your crypto assets, you're going to need cash flow for the rest of your life. read this book. It will help you. I've written it because it's very important. I want people to get financially literate. So you need to know what you're doing with your crypto once you sell it. Read this book, okay? It will help you a lot. Go down below and get it. Use the discount code BF50. Coming over to TradingView, I haven't done this in a very long time, but obviously you can see down here the RSI indicator. I use the linear regression channel indicator, which is pretty cool to see where we're headed pretty much on a weekly time frame, not the daily, the weekly. The RSI indicator down here, relative strength index, as you can see, it has been oversold. Down here, it's touching that 30 line, as you can see, between 30 and, of course, well, let me just bring this up here, 70 line. As you can see, Bitcoin was pumping up here, was overbought, had to have a pullback, and of course we're definitely at that 30 line right now. And interestingly, when you come over to I've got it on here on my list, sorry, I should say, when you come over to XRP USD, it is the same thing. It is the same thing. As you can see down the bottom here, let me just move my mouse so you can see it. It is touching the 30 line, which means again it's oversold, and again it will recorrect itself, and hopefully we see a massive pump. Now, again, the linear regression line here is interesting because, when you're looking at this, it's still clearly showing XRP headed on a weekly time frame, gosh, up to that $8 level, the $10 level. You can see it right here. Look. You can see it right here. Look at the time frame. It's just heading straight up. Guys, you need to be looking at this because it's fascinating. Coming over to the daily, it is in the red. So you can't look at the short time frame. Let's have a look at the month. It's probably too definitely won't work on that. It's too big. And then, of course, we go to Solana. Again, let's have a look. On the weekly time frame, you can still see it's heading up. People need to see this. Yes, it did break through that center line right there, but I'm not even concerned about that because it is going definitely higher. What else can we check? Ethereum. Let's just have a quick look at this. And again, everything has been over, sold. It's hitting the bottom base level at that 30 level on the RSI indicator. That's pretty much the only indicator that I like to use personally because it's really cool. And basically that's how all the bots, have worked over the years. But anyway, really cool. Linear regression line and RSI, really cool indicators, guys, on TradingView. Earn Curve, my spot crypto exchange, well over 760 registered users, which is incredible. It is growing. Thank you very much. Obviously, if you haven't joined, go to earncurveinvest.com. Links are below. Join up, register KYC, and I will apply a 10% discount, of course, to your trading. By far the cheapest trading fees in the country and, of course, worldwide. That is to say thank you to help me build this exchange. Couldn't have done it without you guys. The mailing list, go join the mailing list. The full instructional video on how to set up your Octobots to trade the markets 24/7 on the spot market is here. And of course, you can email me directly as you see right here. Click that and you'll be able to email me. Coming over here, as you can see on Earn Curve, my Bitcoin grid bot's working perfectly. Today's the 19th, so it did place. Let me just have a look here. There's been a lot of trading on this. Selling 19, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades today on the 19th. Buying and selling, placing limit orders, and when it hits that target, bang, it'll execute that deal for you. And of course, my favorite cryptocurrency, which is XRP. I do have a grid bot set up on that. And then again, it has been flat, right? Just to let everyone know in the market. There are 20 limit orders placed on the exchange with the grid bots, with Octobot. And there was a buy order triggered today on the 19th. So that's really cool. And that's for 12 USDT. I am trading, of course, these cryptocurrencies with USDT as the pair. Now, again, to set up Octobot, go watch the video on the exchange. So I'm getting a lot of emails at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why. Anyway, sorry about that. As you can see, I'm running one on Ethereum. I've got one on Stellar, one on Bitcoin, one on XRP, and one on Solana. You can set up as many of these as you want. And if you are depositing XRP onto EarnCurve, please make sure that you include your wallet tag for XRP. Very, very important. As you can see right here, you'll be prompted to do this. And your wallet tag when you're withdrawing from wherever you're withdrawing from, your ledger, your cold storage, or hot wallet from another exchange. Make sure you put your memo tag. Very, very important. But Pretty straightforward. You can deposit Bitcoin onto this, Ethereum, USDT, of course, on ETH, Tron, Binance, or Polygon. BNB, pretty straightforward. XRP, of course, its own network. Cardano, TRX, and Matic. They're your depositing coins. And pretty straightforward, guys. Make sure you KYC because you will get access to those fees. I mean that. If I go to the fees for a verified account, as you can see, it's 0.1% for Maker and 0.3% for Taker. Most of the exchanges in Australia will charge you 0.5 to 0.6. I'm not going to name names, but you know who they are. And if you go to the basic tier, it's going to be 0.5 and 0.5. So KYC, very important. I don't want any shady characters on here, guys. So it's legit. And once you do that, you'll be able to get trading on Octobot and let your bots do their thing because it's being monitored with AI. Now, moving on, XLM and XRP lead the pack for $1.7 trillion in real-world asset takeover. And again, the ISO 20022 compliance served a power play for these two OG, the legendary altcoins. And following Swift's implementation of ISO 20022, Global Messaging Standard, there was a whole thing about this years ago. DLT, distributed ledger-based altcoins like Ripple and Stellar, have the edge against the competition. They're pretty much the same thing. Jed McCaleb from Stellar used to work at Ripple, so he forked or copied, so to speak, Ripple or XRP. Now, right now, the real-world assets are producing one of the strongest narratives in crypto as tokenization requires blockchain infrastructure, which it does. According to the market researcher SMQKE, institutional demand is in the second phase of growth, tokenizing liquidity faster due to the lenient regulatory atmosphere in the United States. Thanks to President Trump, we would not be where we are now without, of course, this clarity from his, word, so to speak, which is amazing. Nevertheless, the recent market downturns had both Ripple, XRP, and Stellar XLM clinging to both the lower Bollinger Bands. A sudden shift in asset tokenization is on the horizon. Investor demand is building and gradually, then suddenly, once the capital pools reach critical mass, on-chain assets move from evolution to revolution and adoption accelerates rapidly. 100%. This is going to happen. XLM trails behind XRP in volume, not potential. Both OG altcoins had their fair share of market corrections. For Ripple, the breakthrough came in 2025. Ripple Labs successfully found an agreement with the SEC, which is mind-blowing. And of course, that was been a long time coming because there was Gary Gensler at the helm of the SEC, which was destroying crypto. He's gone now, so that's good. The XRP ledger garners $1 billion in volume a day, while XLM's activity typically limited to 500 million. Positive legal headwinds pushed Ripple's XRP price to a new all-time high of $3.65, but popular remittance altcoin backtracked to roughly $1.80 today, which is the truth. I'm not even that worried about that because I know long-term. And then, of course, the vaults, I should say, and I haven't gone to that, but let's have a look. Let's have a look and see what's going on the XRP side of things, guys, because this is wild. We have $63 million in volume for the ETFs, which is wild. Then you come down to the vaults. This has increased significantly. 686 million XRP in the vaults. We have Canary sitting at 174, 21 shares, 123 million, Bitwise 110, Grayscale at 108. Franklin Templeton is at 92. Canary still leading the pack, and Rex Osprey at 50. Their allocation, though, is sitting somewhere, I think 60 or 50 or 60% allocation to the asset itself, which is interesting. Bitwise also 26 million, which is interesting. But again, this target, they're now sitting at $1.2 billion of assets under management. Let that one sink in for a moment. Unbelievable. The SEC is again going fourth in the United States with faster approval times. They approved an universal listing standard for crypto ETPs or exchange traded products, launching 75 days as of September, reports Crypto Slate. The decision to boost over 100 crypto ETFs by 2026 through risks like concentrated custody and Coinbase threaten market stability. And the SEC has approved the universal listing standard for crypto exchange traded products, shortening the timeline to 75 days. This development aims to streamline the approvals and improve market efficiency. That is enormous. Absolutely awesome, I should say. And Paul Atkins is changing the game right here. Now we've got Bitwise filing for a SUI ETF as the crypto ETF market expands despite bear market concerns. We're not in a bear market. there's just a lot happening. We're going to get to that in a second. The DTCC securitized race to explode $689 million in tokenized stock market past $1 billion. Tokenized stocks accounted for $689 million in market cap of December this year, capturing just 3.7% of the $18.7 billion real-world asset market. DTCC partnered with Cantor Network in December 17th, which was 2 days ago, to mint DTC custodied US Treasuries and eventually equities targeting MVP in the first half of next year. Securitize launched native on-chain stock trading, positioning issuer-led tokenization against the DTCC's infrastructure. That's a tongue twister. And again, the first approach in a race to control future equity rails. This is huge, guys. And again, we've got BTC mining firm, excuse me, VBit faces SEC charges over misappropriated $48.5 million, which is brutal. The SEC says that VBit founder Dan C. Vo misused tens of millions of dollars from investors, raising $96 million through deceptive Bitcoin mining offerings. Why do this? It just drives me nuts. Why put this? We're done with this this stuff. Like, honestly, enough of this fraud crap, man. It's got to stop. Just enough. Moving on to X. I'm frustrated with that. But anyway, thank you to those 9,083 people. You guys rock. And if you haven't gone to join and subscribe to EarnCode, go do that. Currently at 520. That's amazing. Thank you, guys. Thank you, John Squire, for this. Let's listen to Brad Garlinghouse. Let's listen.
About XRP, they said, what price do you sell XRP to the financial institutions that you're dealing with here? Do you give them a discount, and is there a lockup? Can you answer those questions? Because this kept coming up.
Yeah, sure. So, let's use MoneyGram as an example. When MoneyGram is moving money from US dollars to Mexican peso, they're buying at market. They're not, there's no special sweetheart deal there. There are times when we work with institutional investors who might say, hey, we want to buy $10 million of XRP, and we would have lockups that would prevent them from dumping. We don't want some other party buying a whole lot of XRP and dumping it on the market. And so we would hypothetically have restrictions about what they could sell and what, how often. And usually those are based upon volume in the market.
Yes, you might give them it slightly cheaper, but you say to them, hey, you're not allowed to sell it for 6 months, let's say, or a year.
Yeah, correct. That's basically correct.
Nobody can mess with Ripple and XRP, that is for sure. Thank you, CryptoZaras. Big fan of your channel, mate. Hits the 33 indicator there on the RSI, 100%. Now, I want to play this because this is important on CNBC. This is in regards to the regulations, right? The crypto regulation is delayed till next year, and this is probably one of the major reasons why we're seeing a mass delay in seeing any kind of major movements. But have a listen to this, guys.
We're making progress, but we're not. It's clear to me, anyway, that we're not there yet.
That's Senator John Kennedy. He's a member of the Banking Committee that initially hoped to mark up the bill this month, but that has now been pushed back yet again. Issues remained, and a tentative vote on the bill that lawmakers hope to take this month could be going now until January. Remaining issues include whether top government officials, like President Trump and his family, should be able to profit from crypto ventures while they are in office. Another ongoing debate is to what degree decentralized finance should be regulated, and there's also a battle brewing between banks and crypto over interest payments. Now, stablecoin issuers, they are banned from paying interest to customers, but they can pay rewards that look a lot like interest, which banks argue is too similar.
We're making
It's always the banks. It's always the banks. I just don't understand why it's always the banks. Guys, get with the times. Then you've got Jamie Dimon coming on here from JP Morgan. Listen to this.
It's been around for quite a while, but now it's becoming more effective, more efficient, because people are finding ways to do it faster and cheaper, permission or not permission. Smart contracts, I think, will probably be real. Blockchain is real. It's been around for quite a while.
He's always disliked Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. He likes the technology behind it and, of course, the tokenization, but he's never liked crypto. Frustrating. The Bank of Japan has put up its interest rates to the highest level in 30 years. Wow. And of course, everyone's going crazy for gold. Platinum, silver's up 128%. Gold's up 65%. Wild times. Listen to Eric Trump on crypto. Let's listen.
I hear it from the biggest companies. I mean, the adoption of it is incredible. I told this story, I was at MENA in Abu Dhabi, and I told this story right before I got there. A good buddy of mine runs one of the biggest banks in America. You can probably guess which one it is. They run a very, very large office for that bank in the wealthiest suburb of New York, right, in Greenwich, Connecticut. And he always said, a year ago, he was saying, hey, Bitcoin's funny money. Crypto's funny money. The other day, he goes, Eric, where do I buy this incredible kind of, cryptocurrency? Where do I buy Bitcoin? How do I get into this world? And so every single day, guys, I'm telling you, people who were kind of staunchly against it, people who didn't understand it, people who were closed-minded, people who were kind of rhinos to traditional finance are coming around in a massive way. And I think the kind of spike in Bitcoin is going to be significant. And therefore, it really is kind of a race to the top right now. There's a lot of people who are running very, very hard at this mission. And I promise you, we're going to beat them in that marathon.
That's awesome, man. It's the truth. Absolutely. Other than that, we have the White House putting out this as well. Listen to this.
Biden administration's war on the cryptocurrency industry, and I think that's the message he sent with this pardon. Karen, yes. Back on the...
I mean, it's true. He has pardoned a lot of people in crypto, and it's good. It's good. It needed to happen. The amount of turmoil in the crypto world for the last 4 years in the previous administration was terrible. I mean, look at what happened with Ripple and XRP. That took 5 years. Horrible. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thank you for joining the video. Go get yourself a copy of Money Never Sleeps. Use the discount code BF50. Join EarnCurve, the spot crypto exchange. Any questions, you can email me and contact me. Get trading in KYC, very important. And of course, thank you guys for tuning in all the time. And I really appreciate the 79,800 people that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's been an absolute journey. And there is literally 1,800 videos. You guys rock. Take care of yourselves, guys. It's coming up to Christmas. Content's probably going to be a little bit scattered these days because I'm absolutely exhausted from running the exchange and all the other businesses. And it's an incredible time of year, that's for sure. But stay positive, stay safe, stay bullish, and make sure you have a good night, a good afternoon, and good morning. And if it's morning, have a double shot espresso. Peace out, bulls. Take care of yourself.